What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second episode of A Coffee with Nick. This is a weekly video series that I do where I answer any questions that you have on digital marketing or advertising. If you have any questions, shoot them over to my DM at Nick Layupa on Instagram, or find me on Facebook. You can send me a message there, and we'll make sure that we include them in one of the episodes in this video series. Now today we're going to tackle a couple issues. The first one being SEO and how to get better SEO for your website, basic steps that you need to take, and also advertising and when you can start seeing results with advertising and also with SEO. Okay, so the first question comes from Sarah. She says that she needs some insight in how to make her website more visible and search friendly. So this is a big question. There's a lot that goes into making sure that your website has the best SEO possible. SEO is search engine optimization, which means basically when you go in Google, it's the websites that come up in the top results. Those websites are doing SEO the right way. So basically it makes your website more visible and search friendly, as Sarah states. So there's a few things that you want to do in order to make this happen. The very first thing that you want to do to kind of have a basis of SEO and good SEO for your website is you want to focus on user experience. User experience is something that Google is ranking higher and higher as a factor to rank your website up. So when you focus on user experience, you want to make sure that you're looking at your website load time. And also there's a really big focus on mobile here as well. So since mobile is becoming more and more popular, more and more people are using their phones when they're looking for stuff, Google is more heavily ranking mobile than it has in any time in the past. So you want to make sure that your load time on your desktop site and also your mobile site is optimized. You can do this and check your website load time and also check a few other factors that contribute to having good SEO on a website called GT Metrics. You can check that out, type in your URL, and it'll pull up a bunch of different results for your website and kind of give you ways in which you can improve it to ensure that your website does have the best user experience and is optimized for SEO. So check out gtmetrics.com. Also, when you're focusing on user experience, you also want to think about how much time users are spending on your page. The more time you can get a user to spend on your page, the better. There is a few different things that you can do. You want to make sure that you are including as many videos as possible in your site. Videos are a lot more engaging. People want to read less and less. They want to watch more and more. So anytime that you can include a video in your website, the better. That'll help increase your time on page. And also you want to think about the whole overall design. Is your website easy to navigate, right? Can somebody find what they're looking for in an efficient manner? So you also want to think about design while you're thinking about user experience. So the next thing that you want to do is download a plugin called Yoast SEO. This plugin will help you and walk you through all the different aspects that you need to implement to ensure that your website has the best SEO possible. It's a free plugin. There is a paid option which lets you optimize your page or your blog post for up to 5 keywords. The free option lets you optimize it for 1 keyword, but even still, it's a super powerful plugin to have, so make sure you get that. And it's very user-friendly. Like I said, it'll walk you through all the different aspects that you need to ensure that your page has the highest SEO ranking possible. It'll also gives you an SEO. There's an SEO tab that tells you all the different things that you need to do for your specific page and post. There's also a readability tab. Readability kind of ties into the user experience aspect we were talking about before. So basically it's telling you like how to make your page or your post more reading friendly or more user friendly. So that is another factor that it helps you with as well. So make sure you get Yoast SEO. So the next thing that you want to do is make sure that you have a blog on your site. And what a blog is going to do first off is give you more traffic. So if you have a website about homeschooling and you have a blog and you put up a blog post about how to get your kids out of bed in the morning to come to school at your house, and you do a blog post about that because you have a super hard time waking your kids up and getting them out of bed to come to school at your house. And I'm a dad who has kids, and I can't seem to get them out of bed to come to school at my house, so I go on Google and I'm looking up how to do that. I find your blog post, now I'm on your website, and I've never heard about you before. I just found out about you through this blog post. So it's a way to generate traffic to your site, first off, so that's gonna get you new customers. It's also gonna keep your website fresh and updated because you're gonna be putting these blog posts out, ideally multiple times per week, once a week, or once a month, but it's gonna keep your website updated, which is a flag for Google to let them know that your website is current, it's up to date, and it's getting traffic. So a blog will help you kind of knock off a bunch of factors that help get your SEO higher and make your website more visible in search. Let me see if there's anything else that I could cover. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. I hope now you kind of have a bit of a foundation of the basics that you need to implement in order to make sure your website is optimized for SEO. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff that you could do, but these are some of the basic steps. Oh wait, so there's one more. You want to make sure that you register your website with two things: Google My Business and also Google Search Console. Google Search Console will give you a lot of info about your site and how it's popping up in search rankings. It's also, both of them are kind of like a verification for Google that kind of lets them know that you are a legitimate website. So both of those tools are also going to help rank your website up higher in search results and make it more visible. Okay, so John Tui asks, when should I start to see results from advertising? So basically there is two ways to get traffic to your site, two major ways. The first one, organic traffic, the second one being paid traffic. So paid traffic, anything that you pay for, essentially be advertising, right? Or money that you spend towards advertising, money you spend towards marketing. Organic stuff is all the traffic that comes to your website from referral, so from Instagram or from your YouTube videos or from people searching you in Google. That's all organic traffic, essentially free traffic. Paid traffic, obviously anything that you pay for. So organic traffic and SEO, content marketing, those take a long time to pay off. Most people say between 6 months to a year for you to start actually seeing some results from SEO or from content marketing. Now, that's because you're not paying for it, right? It's just takes time to generate the buzz and the hype for that to come back to your website. But with paid traffic, since you're paying these ad platforms, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Pinterest, whatever it is, since you're paying them money, you're going to start to see those results immediately. You'll start to get in front of people immediately. So John also asks, is it the right time for me to advertise? That's a good question. Is it? I think it depends on what your goal is, right? If your goal is to drive people to your website, to generate leads and have them fill out a form, then obviously you have to make sure that your website is optimized, that you have your Facebook pixel up there so you can retarget these people. You want to make sure that your sales funnel is in place. You have to do a few steps before it is the right time for you to advertise, because if you just throw up an ad and people go to your website, it takes 10-15 seconds to load, you're going to be wasting money because most of those people are going to leave after the first few seconds of it not loading, right? So if your goal is just to get exposure, then maybe it is the right time for you to advertise, because maybe you have a piece of content that you put out, a picture that's getting a lot more engagement than anything else that you put out in the past has gotten. So if you're just looking for exposure and you want to get more people to see that image or that piece of content you put out, then yes, now is the right time for you to advertise. So it kind of depends on what your conversion is, or what your goal is essentially. So think about what action you really want people to take right now, and then think about the steps that you got to do in order to make that happen. Maybe it's one step that you got to do, maybe it's 4 or 5 steps that you have to have in place before you actually start this ad campaign. So that's it for this episode of A Coffee with Nick, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Like I said, we do this weekly on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram TV. If you have any questions, make sure that you hit me in the comments or send me a DM at Nick Liupa, and I'll be sure to get back to you and maybe include it in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week.